Hi, and welcome to my home yet again. You might see rabbits jumping about in the background because we've got house rabbits and all that jazz. But I wanted this to be a fairly casual talk about magic itself, because a lot of you guys and gals, you go out and you buy magic tricks, and that's where it kind of stops. And that really should be where it just begins. I was recently in France, where a lovely guy, Jean, had put together a whole set of clips of me doing magic. But the main routines that he picked were all of me singing behind magic. And I did that just to give it a different look, a different presentation. And that's what you should be doing. How can I make my magic different? Being different in itself makes it entertaining. Now, you don't have to be funny. You can be. Or you can make it interesting. And it's very important that you should try to make it interesting. Now, how do you do that? Well, I observed some great entertainers, singers, and what they do is they tell the story of the song to hook you into the song. Then you listen to the song with greater interest. Now, by the same token, you can buy any trick. This is a real cheap trick. This is the Wonder Rope trick, okay? And when you get it, you get the instructions in the box, and you get a thing that looks like nothing on the planet, and you get a piece of rope. So how do you make that more interesting rather than just go wham bam, thank you ma'am with the trick? Well, what I do is I write down, not now, but in the beginning I used to write down everything I could think of to do with this and this. What could that be? What could this be? What do I know about rope? What do I know about that? That kind of thinking. And instead of just doing the card trick, is there a storyline you can wrap around it? In this case, on the front of the box came the clue, because they've got a silly image on there of the Indian rope trick. So that's where I started in my thinking, but in fact it's a cut and restored rope trick. Now, and what you've got to imagine is I'm sitting at a party, I'm standing at a table, whatever, and there's people all around, person here, hello, and I said, have you ever seen one of those before? And they, no, never seen one of them before. Well, this is a double-ended pencil sharpener. The pencil goes in there like that, and you just twist it round and round and round, and you can do two at once by going like that. That's a fib, but it gets them explained. It gets this explained. And so then I say, now, so that's that. Have you ever heard of the Indian rope trick? Some say yes, some say no. The Indian rope trick is this. A magician would walk into the centre of the village square in India, and he would play a flute, and a rope that he had placed upon the ground would rise into the air like that, and it would start to sway in the breeze. Now, this is because I found out this stuff stays quite stiff, and sometimes I would coil it on the tabletop like that, and then pull it up hard, and it looks quite good when it just stays there. All right. It's not going to do it now because I'm on video, but nevertheless, you can just hold it. A little boy would come up to it and climb the rope to the top. And then, having climbed to the top of the rope, they would disappear. And the magician would get a sword, and he would climb up the rope and wave it round, and the bits of the dismembered boy would fall to the floor. The blood would be everywhere. Oh, yes. And then the magician would climb down, snap his fingers, and the rope would fall to the ground. He would take a basket. He would get the boy, put him in the basket, the bits of the boy, and cover him with a cloth. And the boy would jump out, and he would be alive again. This is not that trick. Now, what have I done? I've told a silly story. I've got them going. They think that's what they're going to see, maybe. And then I take that away from them with it's not hysterically funny, just a bit of humour, but I've interested my audience. Interest is vital. No, I said, this, I found out if I put this in here, like that, and I push, the rope will go through the other end. You see, this is not the Indian rope trick. This is the English rope trick. What I want you to do is just watch. I'm going to pull that there. Would you hold that for me? And they do. Would you hold that for me? And they do. Just nice and gentle. And I'm going to slide this along like this, okay? All you have to do is say stop. One of them says stop. Wherever they say stop, I go, right. I'm now going to just use this to snap the rope in two, because it's still got the blades inside. Cuts it two. So now the rope is cut in two. Still hold this end. Still hold this end. But then I say to them, now what I'm going to do is ask you to do me a favour. Watch the magic. I'm going to slide this along. Say stop, and she'll say stop. And when she says stop, I say, now look, I've moved that cut from there. Moved that cut from there to there. Do you understand that? They say, yes. And I say, right, I want you to just reach out with your other hand and squeeze it like that. Okay, squeeze it. Okay, and she's hold of it herself. I say, let go of your end and pull the other end, and they pull it out, and it's all back together. So there it is, really. How to take a very, very cheap trick, which you can get from the company that's on the end of this video, and turn it into an entertaining piece of tabletop magic, party magic. It's much more. All magic is much more than a kid's trick.